Well, what's happened, mate? You've lost a bit of weight, I hear.
Oh yeah, a little bit of weight. I suppose now with the 90 rotations, we'd have to stay on the ground a little bit longer and probably cover a little bit more ground. So I made a conscious effort to lose a little bit of weight, and from now I've lost about 3 kilos. So get another 1 or 2 off, and I'll be happy.
So expecting play heavy minutes, and that's just part of. Is that something you'll see across the board from the Crows guys?
Oh, I think you'll see it in every AFL team. There's 90 rotations now. Mids will probably rest a little bit more forward. So most teams will rest their mids forward, and probably the key position players, centre half forward, centre half back, and the rucks will probably spend a little bit more time on field.
So a bit more endurance, but will give you a bit more speed if you're carrying just a little bit less weight as well?
I've never had speed, so I don't think I'll ever get it. But I think it'll be more, the game will slow down a little bit late in quarters. So your aerobic base has to be pretty sound.
You've worked a bit with Hugh Greenwood. What have you seen from him? I know he's coming from a long way back, but he said he's going to do a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah, he hasn't played footy for about 8 years, but I've seen some highlights, seen him train. He's got elite standards and he trains pretty hard, so I've enjoyed watching him develop so far. And he's a very good listener, so he'll improve over the 12 months.
Yeah.
I better get a kick, otherwise I might be in a bit of trouble. No, the recruiting staff have done an awesome job over the period, whether it be in trade or over the draft. So hat off to the boys, they've done a great job and brought in some real good talent and some really good people, which our footy club prides themselves on. So I'm sure they can add some strengths and weapons to our footy team.
Stoney said you're a bit of a monster. You turned into a monster over the pre-season.
No, I don't know what he's talking about, but look, the pre-season's been good. Everyone's come back in good nick and whatnot, and boys are training really well. This will be our 3rd week before Christmas. Have a 2-week, little bit of a break over Christmas, but we'll still train pretty hard and come back, and we'll have 6 weeks before Feb 21. So really looking forward to it.
It's come around quick.
It has come around really quick, yeah. Start of your off season, we had about 9-10 weeks off. Then before you know it, you're back into pre-season, so it does come around quick.
Are you running through these on the track this season?
I did actually. First I ran a PB for my 2K, but we'll retest in the new year, and hopefully we can all improve on that. We've had some boys come back in really good nick, so it's been good to see. Oh, look, I think most teams now, their attack falls off their defence. We were pretty ordinary in our defence as a whole group last year, so that's something we'll focus on in the pre-season to get better. But if we can defend really well, I'm sure our attack will take care of itself.
What about your game plan, Tex? Pikey spent a lot of time with you on that one. How's it coming along?
Yeah, he has. He's brought in some new philosophies, and he's a guy of very high standards, and he puts the team first. So I've been really pleased, and I'm really enjoying the relationship that we've built with Pikey, and we've had 3 weeks before Christmas to work on some new game plans, but we'll continue to work on that over in the new year.
Did you sit down with him and say this is what worked for the first half of last year, and this is something that the things that the playing group would like to keep from when Phil was in charge? Oh,
we had a general chit chat of things that worked for us and things that we need to get better on, and he already had an understanding of what the group needed to do to get better. And he's been in the game for a long time, although he went into business for a little bit. He's been at West Coast for 2 years, so he's pretty switched on when it comes to footy.
What are some of the characteristics from the Crows game plan we'll see?
Can't tell you that.
Not even a hint? Speed?
No, you'll find out when we start playing. I'm sure you'll be able to judge what we've worked on over the pre-season.
As a key position player, then you think it's going to be harder for you to impact the games, as you say, if you don't spend a bit of time on the bench?
I don't think so. I'd like to consistently have an impact of the game throughout 4 quarters, and I'm sure most key position players would like to be like that.
Last couple, guys. How defensive the game is now, Taylor? Do you expect to see anyone kick 100 goals in a season again?
It's a good question. I don't know whether I'd be able to answer that. Buddy Franklin went close a couple of years ago. What was the leading goal kicker this year, 70 or 80? So I'm not too sure. Maybe. I'll never say never, but it'd be nice to see someone kick 100 goals.
Is that something you could ever do?
Oh, depends what the delivery's like from my midfield.
What's the bond like with the new coach, Dex? We know how close you were with Phil. new role model, new bloke in that position. What's the bond been like personally?
He's been great. I've really enjoyed the challenge. It's going to be challenging for every player. We've had 3 new coaches in the last 4 years, so he's been great. He's a guy that can build relationships and will go out of his way to build relationships, so makes it very easy for our footy club.
Without having on last year, did you get a chance to hit the reset button to grieve a little bit during the off?
Yeah, I think it's important that you do. I got to spend time with family and friends, and you do spend a bit of time to sit back and reflect on the season that's just been.
Thanks, what were you?
Foodland. Well, it's great that the Adelaide Footy Club have been able to get Foodland to re-sign for another 3 years, and they've been with us since day dot, which is great to have them on board again.